Welcome all of you for our fast track AI powered data analytics and reporting. This entire sessions what we have is based on projects. It's called as on the job training and project related programming. Okay. So what we'll do today, we'll understand the entire syllabus, entire content, what actually will be learned. So not much technical things today, but we'll understand and I'll show you all the documents, data set, what all we'll be using for our next couple of weeks, what we'll be working on. It can be project, it can be your any other documents or AI tools or whatever. Okay. All right. So people, this session is mainly designed for students, freshers, and also for people who are looking for a job. So for them, actually, we have designed it. Why? Because most of the students, most of the freshers and the job seekers, the problem is they don't have the experience of the industry. What happens when you just learn only Excel or Power BI or SQL? When you go for interview, they might not ask most the questions on Excel or Power BI or something. They might ask you more on the business studies, the problems, the issues, the struggles, the challenges. Previously, they used to ask about Excel or Power BI or something. It was like technical questions more. Even now they ask, but the industry now is actually preferring the kind of candidates who can actually handle the projects independently. When I say projects, when it comes to data analytics, it's more of the problems which are the company is facing and how actually we can solve those problems. What solutions we can actually give for those problems. So this is what the companies, the industries are expecting. Keeping that in mind, speaking to many HRs, speaking to many managers when I go for corporate trainings, then I thought that let me just try one batch, a trial batch where I can go with the projects. This we tried in 2017 and 18, it was successful. But that was only offline class at that time. We used to call it as on the job training. The same module actually now we are using. This is on the job training, where we actually use projects more with all the instructions, with all the data set and everything, how the projects can be built. So same thing will go so that the people can understand how the industries are actually working. So that people who are freshers also can feel that yes, even I have some experience. So keeping that in mind, we started this batch. Okay. All right. So what all we'll be learning in this entire, say the course actually. First thing is, we'll understand about the four real projects. Welcome. This I'm just giving this welcome, right? So that just ignore this. So four real world projects. So I have four real world projects. Entire details, what the projects are, everything I'll explain with the data set I'll be showing you today only. So that you'll be knowing that what the projects will be working. After a couple of days, I'll tell you how to start building your profile also, LinkedIn profile, and start updating all these projects as well. The portfolios, that also will start doing. Okay. So we'll be working mostly on the, I told you, right, project first methodology, not the tool-based training. It will be project-based training. That means project will be our first priority. We'll take the project and inside that what all things are there. Let's say in Excel or in Power BI or in SQL, what all things you have to do for that particular project. So we'll be learning. So that is why it's called as project first methodology. Next is business and client side. I want to know the business studies. I want to know the business requirements, the business understanding. I want to write one proposal. I want to collect the information. There is a kickoff meeting. So what all these are. So that will be learning here. I'll show you all the documents also, everything, how the companies actually use all these templates. That also I'll be showing. Then comes data and analytics. So what I told you will be learning the tools as well. It's not that we will not learn any tools, but we learn the tools based on the projects. So here we'll be studying about the data and how to do the analysis as well. Then the AI tools. We are learning Claude, then ChatGPT, then Copilot, and Gemini. These 4 tools were actually learned. Apart from this, there are many other tools which are used by this data analyst that I'll just brief you whenever we have time so that you people can go and start exploring that as well. Because here I'll be teaching you the prompt engineering as well. So when I say prompt engineering, it is actually similar for all the AI tools. So this will actually help you in working on more other AI tools as. Understood? Okay. Next, solution and client delivery. We work on the project. Everything is done. Now there is no issues, no errors. Everything is fine. Now I need to send the project to the client. We cannot type one mail and say project is done, take it. Cannot do that. There are so many discussions which will happen. Okay, so how the projects are delivered to the client. So how we deploy that particular project. So that we'll be discussing here. Next, we'll also understand about why this on-the-job training is required for the students. Anyways, I've already told you, but there is one slide that you know that how the industries are actually looking for, so that you will understand that this program, how much it is very useful for us. Okay. Next, project and career. How the project actually will help us in career. So here we'll completely work on the career. When I say career, it will be career guidance. Then after that, when I say career guidance, that will be working on LinkedIn. Then we'll be working on our portfolio, profile. So all these things will work so that people can start building your profiles. So this will happen parallelly so that the people can start applying for jobs within next 15 days itself. Okay, next couple of weeks we'll start. I'm not telling that you'll get a job immediately, but I'm telling that we'll start our search immediately. So that we'll see what all strategies we can use, how all we can actually plan for getting the job. So that I'll be planning. Then the transformation. Transformation means how actually we can transform from say 0 to skills what we have. Transform our profile. Nothing is there in my profile. Now my profile is completely matured so that I can get the job. So likewise, how we get transformed from 0 to a job, a job ready candidate, you can say. Okay, so today you might be 0. Next couple of weeks, you should be like job ready candidate. You should feel confident that yes, I can go apply for a job. At least I can crack some interviews. Okay. Next, closing and mindset. This is like the closing of our program. So within that period itself, I actually pray God, and also I think positively that we should get job before this itself. So that is what my say interest and intention, and also I'm hoping that people should get before completing this project in this, the class itself, so that people can start. So that is my intention actually. But everything is God's grace. Okay, so we cannot guess anything now on. So our intention is to get the job, right? Okay. So this is what we'll be learning in the entire sessions. That is all the 4 weeks or whatever. Okay. All right. Okay. So welcome means welcome to the real world analytics experience. So this program, I've already told you briefly. Now, this slide I'll be giving a lot of interesting things are there here so that you'll understand about the complete roadmap. Okay. So first thing, the job ready data analytics transformation program. I told you the intention of this is so that you people are ready for applying for the job. So to that extent, actually we'll learn. Next, built around AI powered data analytics and reporting. Every single thing will start using AI in this. Why? Because all the companies are already implementing this AI, and they are preferring people who know AI very well with the prompt engineering. That's what you'll be learning here. Designed to move you from student, fresher to job ready data professional. I told you, right? Next couple of weeks, you should be so much, skill based or so much skilled so that you have the confidence to start applying for a job And if we get any interviews, we'll also start tracking the interviews as well. Okay. Anchored in 4 real client style projects, not isolated tool tutorials. Okay. Right. So the 4 projects, what are those? I'll be telling you in the coming slides. Every session blends industry practice, analytics thinking, and career outcomes. So I told you because we have very less time. In that time itself, we need to learn the AI tools, learn the analytical tools, and also finish the projects. How we can do? That's why the strategy is project, inside the project tools. To support the tools, we use this AI tools. Simple. But, right. Why are we doing this very differently? So this, I took almost 2 months to design this or plan this actually. Why? Because it's not like just I'll start one course just like that. Okay. So why actually we take so much of time is I have to go and discuss with some HRs. I should discuss with some managers. So whenever I go for some corporate trainings, I go for corporate trainings for various companies, right? I just don't go teach and come back. I'll sit with them whenever, say, the lunchtime or whenever we are free. I'll speak to them what actually the industry is looking for. Various industries I go, say it can be insurance, it can be banking, it can be some retail companies. Okay. So what I do is I just keep speaking to them and I'll understand what the industry is actually looking for. So that actually makes me understand that what all chapters I should keep, what all tools I should keep, what all topics I should keep. Then only we design the course. It's not that simply just go to ChatGPT or Claude and just give something, give some topics. That will give 100 topics, but the industry what requires we only know, right? So this I took a lot of time. I'll tell you why it is actually different from our previous training or different from other institutes. Say, usually the traditional training will be tool, practice, and then project. This is how actually we plan. Then Excel, SQL, Power BI, and then project. Then tools are taught in a isolation. Say, when I say we take Excel and we'll go chapter wise. Okay, I'm not telling it is wrong, but you know what happens? You'll be learning bits and pieces, and then you'll cover everything in a project. Projects come as an afterthought. That is, after finishing all the tools, then we'll go for project. But what our approach for this particular, the sessions what we have, project, then business study, then data, then tools, and then the solution. You see, it's like a reverse engineering. We start with problem, not the software. What does the client need? What data is available? Everything today only I'll show you all the data, everything is available. What analysis is required? Which tool fit the job? So while doing the analysis, we should understand what kind of tool I have to use for completing this particular project. Say the tool is not the starting point, the problems. We have to first know the pain points, what actually the client is facing the problem, and then only we should think about which tool to use. Understood? Yeah. Right. Next. Don't just learn the tools, experience how real analytics projects work. We learn Excel, we learn Power BI, Python, everything we learn. But we don't know where to use and it's really waste, correct? First, what we'll do, we'll think about the client discussion. Then we'll understand about the requirements. Then we'll get the data. On the data, we'll do the analysis. Then we'll start building the dashboard. Inside the dashboard, we'll create the reports. Then client deliverables. Then we build our portfolio and our career will start. This is the process. This is the roadmap for you people. So usually what we do is we'll go to this dashboard. Here we'll say we'll work on Excel and then we'll try to take this data, do analysis, create reports, and then we'll send the file. That's all over. No, let's not do that this time. We'll straight away go with the client discussion. I'll show you all the templates are there. From tomorrow, we're starting it. Today, I'll give you all the roadmap. See, requirements, then data. We'll study the data, then analysis, then dashboard, then reports. This is technical actually. What you see here, report and dashboard. Then after that, client deliverables. How actually we can set up the meeting for deliverables to the client. Then portfolio and then Kindle. What you will experience, what you get after completing this entire course, what actually you should feel. Say, industry experience, analytic experience, AI experience, project experience, and of all this, the career experience. Okay, right. Next comes our 4 projects, what actually we are working. So for this, I have the SOP, I have the kickoff meetings, I have the client discussions, whatever we do, client requirements, the data, everything is ready. Okay, I'll show you what all projects we're actually working. The 4 projects, the main common projects, okay, the industry is looking for. I've tried to cover all the sectors. What is that? First, sales and profitability analytics. The sales, where most of the product-based companies, production-based companies, retail companies, Amazon, Flipkart, Zepto, Zomato. So all these are actually based on the sales only, right? They think about sales and profits. So this project will actually help you in applying for job in any of these companies. The sales related project. I'll explain that one by one with the data. Okay. HR and workforce. Most of the HR analytics. Some people actually wants to go towards HR. Now they don't know technically what to do. So for them, this particular project will help. Marketing and campaign. Few months back, one person had come from one of the biggest digital marketing companies. I cannot name that company. What he told is they know they are doing very good in digital marketing. But the problem now is they're not able to do the analysis, what data they are getting, right? In Excel or CSV file, they want to do the analysis. They want to create the reports. They are getting, meta ads from Facebook, Instagram, so many things they're getting. But the problem is now they are not able to do the analysis and see how actually they can improve the ads. So these kind of, suppose if you are thinking that you are from marketing, digital marketing, or something like in these sectors, for that also I have a project. Next comes operations and management. The management level. Suppose if you think you're in operations, procurement, management, you're managing some teams, you want to create some MIS reportings and all, then this project will actually help. So keeping this in mind, what I thought was these 4 projects are very, very important for anyone to add that in their profile. These are actually called as the profile-based projects. Profile-based projects. Most of the people actually work on this. But what I have done is instead of doing some simple project, I have made that with so many data, with so many different scenarios and everything, so that it should be something different from other students or other institutes. Okay, let me show you, say, sales and profitability analysis, what it will do. Then HR project, then marketing and campaign analytics, and operations and management reporting. Okay, these 4 projects will take some time and we'll discuss on this so that from tomorrow, when we start working on the projects, it will be easy for you to work. Let me minimize this for some time. What I'll do, I'll go to this folder. I'll show you, say, you can see this projects. There are so many folders here. Let me go one by one, so that you people will understand what actually we are learning before working on the projects. Let's go here. First thing is the client discussion. Then after that, requirements gathering. Then the kickoff meeting. Then we're actually writing the proposal. After the kickoff meeting, so we write the proposal, and then we'll have this SOP. Standard operating procedures. What are this? Let's go one by one. Let's go to this, say here, 1 minute. Right. So here we have this client discussion. Okay. So I have a template here. Then we have requirements gathering. Then we have the kickoff meeting. Then we'll go for proposal. And then we have this SOPs for all the 4 different projects. I've given this SOPs. What are all this? We'll learn later. First, we'll understand about the project. Now for this, I have this data set. Can you see this? The data set is already there. Let's open this project one, sales and profitability. These data set I'll be giving you. Okay. Now if you say this, okay, see here. So you just say this. I have the data set right? One by one on different sheets. And people, let me tell you, this data set I didn't create. This was created by AI. So wherever I have used AI, I'll be keep telling so that you will understand that how AI is very important for us, how easily we can create so many. If you see here, it created all this data, okay, and this we call it as data quality. It will show me all the tables with their issues, these things. We can just ignore this as of now. See here, for this particular project, this is actually for profit and sales and profitability. That is sales and profit project. You can see the orders, complete order details. If you go to this order details, where it will be giving me all this unit price. You can see here sales. You can see that. Then your discount, net sales, then total cost, profit margin. Apart from this, there are so many other formulas what we have to create that we call it as KPIs, metrics. All these things will be working. It's just the data set what I'm actually showing you people. Okay. Next, we have customers. Then we have products. Then we have region. Then we have the returns. Suppose if there are any returns, then the sales targets for every year targets. So people, you just see here, I've seen many institutes or many people actually work on the project, some simple project and then finish it off. This is not like that. We are actually working on a complete dashboard with reportings. And as I told you, we'll be working on all the options which are available in Excel, Power BI, and SQL with all the different kind of calculations, APIs, how the companies actually think. Everything I have made it in one place so that the people can actually work on various different projects, get ready for working individually as well. Apart from this 4 projects, I also have listed some projects. Now I'll not tell you. So once you're done with this, then I'll be giving you all the data and everything. You people have to finish it and to show it to you. Okay, that we'll do it later. We'll keep that in the end or somewhere in the middle after finishing our 4 projects. Okay, see this data set. So here, this data set, I'll be sharing it with you in the Telegram so that the people can actually use it along with me. So this project itself will take a lot of time. So in this, what we'll do is we'll try to work on some projects in Excel, some project in Power BI, some project in SQL. Some projects will take all the 3, the capstone project. Okay. So suppose if the project is very easy, we finished it very soon. We'll take some more projects. I have this stuff. Say there are some 200 to 255 projects I have. Okay. In that, I've taken 4 major things. Suppose you think that you want to work on more products, I'll be giving you that also. You can work on that aspect. Okay. So this is the data, what we'll be studying. So as of now, I'm just showing you, I'm just giving you the roadmap. I'm giving you the idea what we'll be learning in our course. So if you see this, all this data, we'll try to use it. Okay. And also we'll see how to do the data cleaning, automations. So all these process will be done. Okay. Now let me close this particular data. Let's go to second one. Second one is our HR and workforce analytics. It's mainly for the department of HR. Am I audible, people?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the second project, which is actually HR analytics. Okay. So now here also we have data from. If you just see first the employees, then the departments, then job roles for each employee and what job roles we have, each department. So everything is mentioned here. Locations. If they are from different departments from different locations. Compensation. Various different KPIs and taken. Okay. Next, performance. Next, we have attendance. Next, training. Suppose if they have taken any trainings in the companies. Attrition. That means how many of them actually the percentage of resigning the jobs. Recruitment. How many of them are joining the company? New joinings. Okay. Imagine how many reports we can create. If we just take only one sheet data, we can create some, one or two reports or say, let's say some 2, 3 reports. But you see this, I have tried to take the entire process of HR. Attrition is there, recruitment is there, okay, performance is there. We have trainings. So many parameters are there. People, let me tell you, such big project, I've seen many institutes also, they won't take. Why? Because they might give you one project only. Because if it is such big project, you know how much time it will take. But don't worry, I will make you people work on this in a very simple way. I have a different strategy for this. If it was before AI era, even I would have taken 1 or 2 projects only because that itself will take weeks together. But now since we have AI, we can finish the projects very soon. Why I actually tell all my students to start working on AI. The reason is now all the companies are actually going into AI. Now suppose you think that still I will be working in a traditional way, you will be learning fine, but the time consuming how much it will be. So the reason is you have to finish the work faster and accurate and also with 100% error free. Right. That is what the client wants. But whatever you're doing, the challenges, the issues, the kind of strategies what you use. If you can explain to the client, that is more than enough. Explain to the people who are actually taking your interviews, that is more than enough. Okay. All right. So this is about our HR related things. So here, this also I'll be sharing it with you. This is another project. We will decide whether to do this in Excel, Power BI, or SQL later. Because now I'm just telling you that this is the data what we have. We will discuss. We'll work as if you're working in a company. We are discussing as if you are, the clients, and then we'll try to work on the project. Let's blindly. I'm not telling you that no, we'll take this project as Excel, this project as Power BI. Let's not do that. Okay. All right. Let's close this. Third project. The third project is marketing and campaign. Let's open this. Okay, so this is about marketing. Now, if you see here, I have this marketing channels, the data, I'll just show you. Then we have campaigns, the kind of campaigns what they would have run. Then campaign, how much the client would have spent. Then the leads what we had got. Lead activities, conversions, customers, revenue sales, campaigns targets. Just see the kind of data what here also, I've not taken only leads or only campaign what they're running. Everything complete digital marketing, what they actually do, the marketing when they run, what all the parameters they are considering, everything I've taken. So people who think that yes, I want to go for marketing, I'll do some marketing analysis. This entire project will actually give them there. People, even I'm not so good in marketing. But while working on the project, I have understood so many KPIs, so many metrics, so many calculations, so many strategies. It is not so difficult now to learn anything. Anything can be learned, but there is a way, a simple way that I'll be telling you. What all things you should first understand before creating the project. Understood, people? Yeah. That. Right. I'll come back to this data later. Okay. Again, we'll come back to this while working on the SOP. I'll open that SOP and I'll show you, and you know what we do with this data. Okay. Right. The next project will be operations and MIS reporting. Told you, right? All these management reports, there also we have to do a lot of analysis. So here, let's go here, say different locations, customers, employees, teams, then process, operation request, work allocation, daily, productivity, SLA performance, then quality, targets, management, calendar. Now you see, people who are actually getting selected for management, jobs, say operations or something, they'll not be working on the clients, outside clients. They'll be working within the organization. So this also has got a very big demand. People who are very good in analytics is also very big demand. The advantage of this project is worked in all the industries. To take civil, there also operations are there. Mechanical companies, operations will be there. You name any companies, operations will be there. Why? Because they should know. Let's say, for example, they are purchasing something, right? Yeah, they have to purchase something. Let's say civil companies, they purchase all the raw products, right? Steel, bricks, sand, whatever. You go to mechanical companies, they purchase all the, the bearings, gears, some spare parts of machines, right? So likewise, in this particular project, you might actually be learning about how the operations team actually works, how the MIS reporting actually should be there. This will help you in applying for jobs, any of the company. Understood? These four major projects I've selected for this particular batch. Okay, right. Let me close this data set as of now. We'll come back to this again so that we'll see how actually we can do the analysis. Okay, while working on this SOP. Yeah. Now let's go to next slides. Okay. So as we discussed about all the projects, so this is what the projects is: sales and profitability. So what do we understand from this? Sales performance, revenue and cost, profitability and discount impact, then product and customer performance, returns and regional performance. Apart from this, there are more other KPIs and metrics which will be working. Deliverables, management dashboard. This is the dashboard what actually will be delivering. That means we are creating a dashboard and then we are delivering it. That is sales and sales and profit analytics dashboard. KPI reports will be there, business insights and recommendations. So all these things will be the final deliverables for the client. Okay, all right. Next, HR and workforce. So we saw the data, right? There were so many attrition, recruitment, then performance, training, so many parameters are there, correct? Now here, let's understand what this project is all about. Say, workforce, departments, job roles, salary and experience, performance and attrition, hiring trends, employee segmentation. So all these reports actually will be created. Next, what is the deliverable? HR dashboard. The final deliverable will be HR dashboard. In which tool will be working, that will decide later. Workforce report, attrition insights. So these are all insights. Also, we should try to learn what insights actually we are giving to the client. So that also will be working here. Next, marketing and campaign. For this also data we saw. We saw that what all campaigns they are running, the leads, how many leads we are getting, okay, locations, these kind of reports. Say marketing channels, campaign performance, leads and conversions, then conversion rate and campaign cost, customer acquisition and ROI. Written on. These are the reports what actually will be learning here. What will be the deliverable? So there will be a dashboard, then campaign report, business insights. So people, this is what the client actually expects. Finally, they want, I invested so much. How much of the returns I got? When I'm doing a business, no one will invest 100 rupees and wait for only 10 rupees. I invest 100 rupees, that means I need 1000 rupees or more than that, correct? If you're just giving only, you're investing 100 rupees and you're getting 10 rupees or 20 rupees, who will actually do the business? They'll immediately close it. So if there is any problem, if you want to improve, then this is what actually we have to do. Okay. Right. Next, operations. This also I showed you the data, right? So here what all you'll be learning: operation KPIs and productivity, team performance, target versus actuals, then SLAs, turnaround and workload, performance trends. What will be the deliverable? The operation dashboard, management report, and executive insights. So these 4 projects are very important for us because globally, these 4 projects are the main thing actually involved in all the industries. Okay, specific projects are there. There is different projects that we discuss. Suppose if we have time, then I'll be giving you that project also. Okay, right. So project first methodology. This is our interest actually. This is our intention actually. Say previously, so we used to do that, Excel and all the tools we learn, and then go for projects. Say Excel, SQL, Power BI, and project. Pick a tool before knowing the problem. Learn features with no business context. Let's stop this kind of things in this particular patch. Instead, what we'll do, first we'll take the project. Now we all understood what 4 projects we are working, right? The 4 different projects, right? Then the requirement. What does the client need? So that I'll tell you. The next slide we have that. I have a template also for that. How actually we can speak to the client. What all things the client expects. Those things. The next data. Once everything is done, the discussions are done, then we have to collect the data. Right? How are we collecting? That depends. Analysis. After getting the data, you have to do the analysis. If you're not doing analysis, then we cannot create the dashboard. We cannot create the reports. Tools. After doing all the analysis, whichever is feasible, if the project is very big, We need advanced options. Which tool to use? Excel or Power BI? That we have to decide. Solution. After finishing all the dashboards and everything, we have to, note all the insights, all the solutions, everything, whatever we can actually tell the client that yes, this is what you have to do, this is what you have not to do. Okay, that is called as the solutions. Complete the project life cycle from client discussion to client deliverable. Say, see here the cycle. Client discussion, business requirement, kickoff meeting, proposal, SOP. I told you this, right? All these documents will be seeing how the kickoff meeting, template will be, how the SOP template will be, how the client discussions will happen, client requirements will happen. So what all, the documents we should collect. So everything I will show you now. After this, data understanding. That means once everything is done, so they'll be collecting the data, say data understanding, data cleaning, business questions plus KPIs, then tool selection, then analysis, we'll create the dashboard, reportings, dashboard and reportings, more of technical things, then client review, and then finally the client deliverables. Client review means they'll check all the dashboard, they'll check all the reports. If it is fine, then only they'll say, okay, send it, then we'll start using it. Understood? Okay. Next, business and client side. From here, we have some documents, some templates, some checklists that we'll see one by one. Okay, right. Business background and industry context. First thing is we have to understand the business. What is that? What business problems are we actually trying to solve? When we go to a company, they actually have a problem. They call us. When we go to the company, it shouldn't be like directly go and say, yes, we will create a dashboard, give all the data, we'll start creating the dashboard. It is not like that. When we go to the company, first thing is we should ask them what they are actually expecting from us. Okay, what they are expecting from us. Say business background and industry, context, business objectives and project scope, stakeholders involved, expected outcome, system, say success criteria. So first, let's understand what they are actually doing, what their business is, what solutions they're expecting from us, what actually they're expecting from us. So all these things first we should actually understand. Next, client discussion. A client rarely says, create a Power BI dashboard with 8 KPIs. You're getting my point, what the statement actually says. The client will not tell, create the project in Excel, create the project in Power BI, create the project in Tab 2 or something. What client will actually do is, he will tell what problem we are facing. You take a call, which tool you have to use for creating the reports. Okay, so they simply say our sales performance has dropped. We need better visibility. They want to know why the sales is getting dropped. So we just need something where it will be easy for me to understand what I have to do so that my sales will again go up. Understood? The analyst must discover what happened and why it matters. Who needs the information and what discussions depends on it, and what information is required and what the client expects. I told you, right? The client's expectation is very important for us. Now, people, let me minimize and I'll show you some documents. Let's go to this client discussion. Okay. Here, there are few questions where we'll be asking the clients. Let me show you that template. Okay. Right. See here. What is client discussion? First, let's understand. Anyways, in detail, we'll be discussing later in our classes. But here, see, what is client discussion? It is nothing but the first structured conversation between the client team and the data analyst before starting the analytics project. It is just the discussion between the client and the business analyst or data analyst. It can be any one of them, or it can be both as well. The purpose is to understand what business problem the client is facing, why the analysis is required, what decisions need to be made, how the current business process works, what data is available, what KPIs are important, what are the client expects as a final delivery. Understood? These are some of the common questions what we actually do when we actually, go to the client place or when we have a call. The common question. Okay. The golden rule. Don't start by asking what dashboard do you need, but start by asking what business problems are you trying to solve. No companies are interested in the Power BI or Excel or whatever. They're only interested in solving their problems. I have a problem. So please help me in solving this problem. That's what the companies are actually doing. If I say, I want to create a dashboard, so they'll not say, no, say, we cannot go and say that we'll create a dashboard, very nice dashboard in Power BI. It'll be very costly, very premium and all. They're least bothered about. You create in on PowerPoint also, I'm not bothered, but for me, I need the solution. Okay. Right. Why is it very important? Why the client discussion is very important? A client may say, we need a Power BI dashboard. He might actually, but we don't know. Not all the clients will actually tell that. Say, but that is not the actual requirement. What is the actual requirement? The requirement may be management cannot identify why regional sales are declining. See, this is what the client are actually facing the problem. We are missing our SLA targets. Marketing is spending money, but we don't know which campaigns are generating customers. HR wants to understand why attrition is increased. I invested 10,000 rupees in marketing, but I'm not getting even one leads. Then do you think it is really required to run that campaign again? No, waste, right? 10,000 rupees and nothing you are getting. Then what is the use? Next. Client discussion object. Why actually we should do this client discussion? Just for time pass? No, it is their business which has to be improved. And this is our task which we have to finish it. Okay. At the end of the discussion, the analyst should be able to answer what is the business problem, why is it important, who is affected, what decisions to be made. Okay. The process, how does the current process work, who is involved, what are the major steps, what SOPs or business rules are existing. Next, about data, what data is available, where does the data come from, how frequently is it updated, who owns the data. So likewise, we have various different questions which will actually come up in mind, and these are the ones actually we can solve it. Actually, see the client discussion objectives. That is why actually we are conducting this particular meeting. Okay, right. The 5W1H framework. I think in the bootcamp also I discussed about it. This 5W1H framework is very interesting. What is that? Say what, why, who, where, when. These are the 5W. And how is one more question. So 5W1H is nothing but the questions what you're asking. Let's go here. Say first one. What? What problem are we solving? Why? Why does the claim need this analysis? Who? Who will be using this output? Who is the dashboard? Where? Where does the problem occur? When? When does the problem occur? How? How the current process handled? So just keep this in mind, the 5W, 1H, the framework or the model, whatever you call it as, it is very easy to remember, but very effective as well. So whenever you go to the client place, these are the things what actually we should ask. Okay. Client discussion flow. Say, right from introduction and understanding business objectives, understanding current process, identify pain points, understand KPIs, data source, reporting requirements, then users and decisions, say the scope, and summarizing all this and get the confirmation. Once the confirmation is done, then only we can start working on the projects. See the template, see a project name, client name, project ID. So this will be like a template what actually we maintain so that all these are filled. So before getting the green signal saying that yes, we can go ahead with the project. So we have to maintain all this. Okay. So who are all the participants? Then here we have so this is one example, but here we have to fill all the participants who are there, the client names and all will be there, their designation, department, everything. So it'll be useful for us. Suppose I want to contact someone, right? So we can easily contact those people. Okay. Business objective, say what problem are we trying to solve? These are all the templates. So we have to fill it actually. Say why is it important? Expected business outcome. Okay. The current business process. I'll be sharing all these templates with you people. So please go through this. The pain points is the main thing actually when you go to a client place. You should first understand what is the pain points. See, manual reporting means everything you're doing manually. You have to automate that so that you can save some time, right? Multiple data sources. Data is coming from multiple data sources. It's becoming very difficult for us to maintain it. Delayed reporting, lack of visibility. Say, there are so many actually. So which we can actually go and tick mark like this. Business questions. What questions do you want this project to answer? So here you have to mention all the questions here and say whether it is high, medium, or low. That means the priority. What is the first priority I should take? So people, these are all templates actually, which we maintain for filling this before the client, we actually meet. KPIs. So all these are common KPIs. So what we can do with this, say, is it a definition or formula we should write a target or source? Okay. Say for example, in one of the data I saw that profit percentage is already calculated. So I don't have to write any formulas. So we can say, definition or something. Suppose if I'm actually using for a formula, then I have to use formula. Suppose if it is coming from the source itself, then say source. So you're just trying to fill some details so that the client will understand. Okay. Next, two companies may use the same KPIs. Okay. So here we have data source. Reporting requirements. Who will be the reports? Say for CEO, we'll create on different dashboard. So you're getting my point. So likewise, we're actually trying to fill all the details. So people, this is the template where we have to fill all the details. Okay. See. Okay. So this is the client discussion. You got an idea what actually we do in the client discussion? Don't worry, this will be in depth. So we'll try to fill all the templates and everything. From tomorrow, we are starting this practice. I'm just giving you some idea that what all things you have to be prepared for working on this particular sessions. Okay. So after the client discussion, the next requirement gathering. So in brief, you can say we need a sales dashboard. What decisions should this dashboard help you make? If I say I want a bike, okay, then there should be some purpose, right? Why are you using this bike? It shouldn't be like just keep it in house and do puja. Should not be like that, correct? So you should use that to purchase something for some purpose. Similarly, we create a sales dashboard, but what is the purpose of it? Requirement gathering. Say, convert a vague request into a measurable requirements. What is the objective? Who is the audience? What KPIs, dimension, and filters are required? What time period and level of detail? How frequently updated, and what is the expected delivery? The business gathering. There are some more questions like this. For that, I have one template. Now, what we do, we can fill this template and can give it to the client so that they will actually, you know, uh, arrange all the data for us or say anything required for us. Okay, requirement gathering, business requirement. Okay, see here, there are so many topics here. Okay, so what is requirement gathering?